Hi everyone, Calvin here. In this video, let's talk about the 10 youngest PhDs in history. I myself is a PhD and I often wonder who are those people who got their PhD when they were very young and how did they make such achievements when they were so young and how did they receive their education? Were they homeschooled or did they go to school just like everybody else? So today I'd like to share with you my findings. The youngest 10 PhDs in history and how did they receive their education. Let's get started without further ado. Number 10 is Akshay Venkatash. He was born in New Delhi, India, 1981. Along with his family, he emigrated to Australia when he was 2. His mom was a computer science professor at Deakin University. He was a gifted child and attended mathematical Olympiad program. At age 11, he won a bronze medal at the 24th International Physics Olympiad. And he is the only Australian to have won at both the International Physics Olympiad and International Mathematical Olympiad, which he did at age 12. Then he also completed his secondary education. At age 13, he went to University of Western Australia as its youngest ever student. He completed his 4-year courses in 3 years. At 16, he became the youngest person to earn first-class honors in pure mathematics from the university. At age 17, he started his PhD at Princeton University, and at age 20, he completed his PhD producing the thesis, limiting forms of the trace formula. You don't have to know what it is, just remember it is a math PhD thesis. Then he did his postdoc at MIT. He was an associate professor at New York University and became a full professor at Stanford University at age 27. He is now an Australian mathematician and a professor at the Institute for Advanced Study. Of course, he received a number of prestigious awards. In 2018, he was awarded the Fields Medal for his synthesis of analytic numbers theory, homogeneous dynamics, topology, and representation theory, which you don't have to know. Just remember, he did great work in mathematics and got the medal. Number 9. Eric Demaine. He was also born in 1981, and of course, he was too a child prodigy. He was born in Halifax, Canada. His father is an artist sculptor. Starting from age 7, he started traveling across North America with his father and being homeschooled until entering university at the age of 12. At the age of 14, he completed his bachelor's degree at Dalhousie University in Canada and completed his PhD at the University of Waterloo by the time he was 20 years old, while most of his peers were struggling with sophomore courses. His PhD work on computational origami was awarded the Canadian Governor-General Gold Medal from the University of Waterloo and the UNCIRC Doctoral Prize for the best PhD thesis and research in Canada. Also at the age of 20, he joined the faculty of MIT and reportedly became the youngest professor in the history of MIT. 10 years later, at the age of 30, he was promoted to full professorship. He was, of course, awarded with many fellowships, one of which is MacArthur Fellowship, the so-called Genius Grant. He is currently a professor of computer science at MIT. Number 8. Charles Homer Hoskins. He was born in 1870 in Pennsylvania, US. He was fluent in both Latin and Greek. While still a young boy, taught by his father. Remember that during this period, getting into an elite university required Latin or Greek, which obviously was not a universal language even then. He graduated from Johns Hopkins University at the age of 16, then studied in Paris and Berlin. From the same university, he also received his PhD in history at the age of 19 and began teaching there. At the age of 22, he became a full professor at the University of Wisconsin. While most American young adults were working in farm, he already became a full professor. He then moved to work at Harvard University. He also became a close advisor of US President Woodrow Wilson, whom he had met at Johns Hopkins. When the president attended the Paris Peace Conference of 1919, where the Treaty of Versailles was drawn up. He was one of only 3 advisors brought by the president. The Treaty of Versailles was the most important peace treaties that ended the World War I. Hoskins served there as chief of the Western European Division of the American Commission. He is referred to as the first medieval historian in the US, is well respected for his 1927 book, The Renaissance of 20th Century, and his academic work on Norman institutions. He died at the age of 67 in Cambridge, Massachusetts. Number 7 is Juliette Benny. Benny was homeschooled by her parents, who are engineering professors at the University of California, Riverside. She started taking classes at a community college at age 8 and entered the University of California at Riverside at age 12. Then from the same university, she received PhD at the age of 19 and of course became the youngest PhD graduated from the university. That was back in 2012. Then she went to UCLA to get her MD. She did her psychiatry residence for another 4 years and now she's a child and adolescent psychiatry fellow at UCLA Health. Number 6. Sho Tim C. Yano. Yano was born in 1990 in Portland, Oregon. He was a child prodigy and has an estimated IQ of 200. His mom is from South Korea and his father is originally from Japan. He reportedly reading by age 2, writing by age 3, playing piano at age 4, composing by age 5. He scored 1,500 out of 1,600 on the SAT at age 8 and then entered to Loyola University Chicago at age 9. Then he graduated from summa cum laude at age 12 and entered Pritzker School of Medicine at the University of Chicago in the MSTP, Medical Scientist Training Program, which is designed for those seeking to earn MD and PhD. Number 5 is Norbert Wiener. Wiener was born to a Jewish family in Missouri in 1894. He was related to Maimonides, a famous rabbi. Rabbi means a spiritual leader or religious teacher, and to another rabbi as well, Akiva Edge. He was also homeschooled by his father using method that he invented. His father built a personal library which benefited Norbert Wiener. He was a child prodigy too. He graduated high school at age 11 and then went to Tufts College. He was awarded a Bachelor of Arts in Mathematics at age of 14. Then he studied zoology at Harvard. As a graduate school, he did a PhD in Harvard. He did get a PhD from Harvard, but some people say at age 19, while others say at age 17. In either case, he was awarded with a PhD from Harvard before 20 and is one of the youngest PhDs in history. After that, he traveled to Europe for further study. He was not able to secure a permanent position at Harvard, largely due to anti-Semitism then at the university. However, he got hired by MIT as an instructor of mathematics and then promoted to professor. During the World War II, he also studied automatic aiming and firing of anti-aircraft guns. He later also helped develop the series of cybernetics, robotics, computer control, and automation. Number 4. Ruth Lawrence. Lawrence was born in England in 1971. Both of her parents were computer consultants. When she was 5, her father gave up his job so that he could educate her at home. At the age of 9, she gained an O-level in mathematics and grade A at A-level pure mathematics. At age 10, she passed the Oxford University entrance exam in mathematics and at age 12 joined the St. Hugh College. She completed her bachelor in 2 years, graduated from Oxford at age 13 with a start first and special commendation, and became the youngest British person to gain a first-class degree and the youngest person to graduate from Oxford in the modern times. In the following year, at age 14, she got another bachelor's physics. Number 3. Bala Ambati. Ambati was born in southern India in 1977. His family moved to Buffalo, New York when he was 3. Reportedly, he was doing calculus at age 4. He graduated his high school at age 11. In the same year, he co-authored a research book on HIV and AIDS. At age 13, he graduated from New York University. At age 17, he graduated with distinction from Mount Sinai School of Medicine, scoring about 99% on his national medical boards and becoming the world's youngest doctor. That was back in 1995. He completed an ophthalmology residency at Harvard, where he developed strategies to reverse corneal angiogenesis, which means new blood vessel formation in eye. He won Westinghouse Science Talent Search and the International Science and Engineering Fair, becoming a National Merit Scholar. At age 25, he completed a fellowship in corneal refractive surgery at Duke University and joined the faculty of Medical College of Georgia, where he practiced clinical ophthalmology and conducted research. In 2011, he donated a kidney, of course, it's one of his kidneys, to a 16-year-old boy from Idaho. He worked at the Moran Eye Center and served as a professor of ophthalmology and visual science, adjunct associate professor of neurobiology and anatomy, and director of corneal research at the University of Utah School of Medicine. Number 2. Kim Ong-yong. Kim was born in South Korea, 1962. His father was a physics professor, and his mother was a medical professor. He was a child prodigy too. He held Guinness World Record for the highest IQ at 210. By the time he was a year old, Kim learned both Korean alphabet and 1,000 Chinese characters. At age 3, he was able to solve calculus problems. By the age 5, Kim could speak Korean, English, French, German, Japanese. He was homeschooled until his college entrance exam. Before that, he earned his elementary, middle, and high school degrees in just 2 years. He later enrolled in Chungbuk National University, where he studied civil engineering and earned a PhD at age 15. He worked in NASA for 10 years, and now he is a professor in South Korea. Here's a picture of him solving differential equations at age 5 on Fuji TV in Japan. Number 1. Carl White. He was the youngest person ever to receive a PhD. He was born in 1800 Germany. His father was a pastor who encouraged a fairly intense program of learning. When Carl White was 9, he spoke German, French, Italian, Latin, and Greek. At age 13, he became a PhD at the University of Gießen in Germany. In the Guinness Book of World Records, he is still the youngest doctorate. Later, he completed another doctorate, this time in law, before he was 17. He was a professor of jurisprudence at the University of Berlin by age 23. His father wrote a book about his education, The Education of Carl White, or The Training of the Child, which is disputed. Still, he achieved his reputation as a Dante scholar in 1823 with his essay, The Art of Misunderstanding Dante. He died in 1883. That's all the young PhDs we got for today. As you can see, most of them were homeschooled, and their parents were either professors, teachers, engineers, or physicians. All of them were well educated and valued education. Some were child prodigies, but others were not. But almost all of them were homeschooled in most of their childhood. It seems all of them did nothing but learning, taking exams, and doing research year after year during their childhoods. However, none of them really became as influential as Newton, Einstein, or Hawking. None of them created big companies like Microsoft, Facebook, or Tesla. So, how well one did in his or her early life, at least academically, does not seem to guarantee how well he or she is going to do later in the life. That's all we would like to talk today, and thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed watching this video, please click the like button below and smash the subscribe button if you haven't. Thank you very much. Also, don't forget to turn on that notification bell. As always, I'll see you next time.